Today I'm talking to EJ, one of our clients in County Wexford. EJ had a live-in care from us for her mother. Hello EJ, how are you today?
I'm great, thanks, Tommy. You all right today as well?
I'm very good, thank you EJ. So EJ, what were the circumstances that led you to contact AL Home Care?
So our mother was diagnosed with uh, vascular dementia probably about 5 or 6 years ago, and she was struggling to look after herself. She was struggling to look after herself, care for herself, and really be on her own in the house on her own. So we were advised, we did have some support from the HSE, but we were in the form of 2 daily visits, but we were advised by our district public health nurse that she needed more concrete support, as in full-time care, certainly during the day, for her safety and to make sure she was eating and drinking properly.
And how did you hear about us, EJ?
We were recommended, well, it was suggested to us that we needed some more full-time care, and a name of a company like yours was given to us by our public health nurse.
And what difference did it make in your mother's life and in your family's life to have a live-in care from AL Home Care?
Yeah, I mean, it made a massive difference just because my sister-in-law, who's here, I live in the UK and my sister lives in New Zealand, and I have 3 brothers, but my sister-in-law is fantastic with my mother, and it really, she was taking a lot of the brunt of, like Mammy had to have, even though she got a visit in the morning and the evening from HSC, she needed someone to help her feed her and, get a sandwich ready for her in the daytime. And my sister-in-law was doing quite a lot of that, and also feeding her at 5 or 6 o'clock before they came in. So it really freed up my family to try and do other things for her, because obviously it's a full-time job looking after someone who's got dementia. So it certainly gave us peace of mind and freed up my family to do the other things that are important for my mother, really.
And how did your mother get on with the carer?
Yeah, I mean, Mammy was at a point where I think she didn't fully realize the situation that someone was moved into her house, but she had gone a little bit past that in terms of her disease stage. She was fine. She described our carer as the lady who lives upstairs. She got on fine with her. I mean, given what happened with COVID, I'm afraid our carer was with us for 18 months, but I only actually met her in August. It was a big trust thing for us as well, especially what happened with COVID. But she got on fine with her, and our carer Yola was amazing with the way she treated Mammy and looked after Mammy. And I mean, the diet she fed Mammy was, better, amazing. And how tidy she's kept Mammy's house in the house. So yeah, it made a massive difference. And Mammy was fine with it, but I think she was at a stage of her disease that it wasn't such a big battle. But earlier on, when carers were actually mentioned to Mammy, then it was something that did require a bit of a sensitive conversation and really assuring her that we needed people to help her and keep her safe, and when she was more sentient, so to speak.
And EJ, what advice would you give to a family who might be struggling right now with the care needs of an elderly relative?
I mean, I think it's very challenging, and I think it's challenging for families because all families are different, as we know, which makes the world go round. But I think it's important. I think it's worth doing. I mean, the care is really important. I mean, we sort of hit the jackpot really with Yola, but because she was perfect for Mammy. But I think it takes the pressure off the families, I think, because the families are all worried. And as we all know, we can sometimes have a tendency to fall out with each other over different things, particularly if people think are doing more than others. And I think having a live-in care, I think, takes that stress away, and also make sure that there's something there that in place, and that their elderly relative is safe, and takes that pressure off the families. I think that they're not, because it's most important at that point when your relative is starting to get either a major musculoskeletal or chronic disease or a major neurological condition such as dementia, that you appreciate that family member rather than fighting over them, so to speak. So I think that's why we needed that support, and we're really glad we did it.
It's fairly common that an elderly person will resist the idea of a live-in carer. Did you find that to any extent with your own mother?
Yeah, I mean, as I said previously, I think we were at the stage where she probably wasn't as realizing that there was someone strange coming into the house. She did describe our carer as the lady who lives upstairs, and I think she'd had a level of care from the HSC, so that was something that she already was used to carers coming in and out. But the only thing I can relate that to is really that we had to sit down and talk to her when she was more aware, and really explain to her that it was important that people were coming in to make sure she was safe and to look after her. And I think it does take the family to do that, and maybe some support from, in our case, we had support from the public health nurse, but support from someone who's had those difficult conversations.
So, EJ, thank you so much for your time today and for talking about your experiences. And I'm delighted to hear that it was a positive experience and that your care enabled your mom to stay at home for longer, especially during the difficult COVID period.
Yeah, no problem. It certainly was. We've been able to keep her at home for another 5 years. Obviously it's very sad now, it's sad when you don't have that, but it certainly was. We're really glad we did it. We were very lucky, and I know you do have a good placement process, but we were lucky that we had the person we had, really. I think that makes a big difference.
Absolutely. EJ, thank you so much.